A little boy named Chang, a name which means honest, lived with his mother and a white cat. He spent each day cutting firewood for his mother. One day he saw an old man fall from a single log bridge into the river. Chang rushed to save the old man. The old man was impressed with Chang's courage and selflessness and gave him a small dragon boat. When the old man said, grow bigger, may you brave the wind and water," the boat turned into a large vessel. When he said, grow smaller, may you be a toy again," the boat became a toy again. The old man left Chang with the toy boat and told him that if he ever needed help, he was to call the east. Grandfather. The old man disappeared. Soon the rains came. It rained for 10 days and 10 nights. The water began to rise. Chang brought out his boat and, speaking the magic words, turned it into a mighty vessel that he, his mother, and the cat boarded. As they sailed into the rising sea, they spied an ant, a bee, and a crane that were drowning. They rescued each of them, and once aboard the boat, they began to help row and steer the boat. They spied a man struggling in the water and rescued him as well. His name was Ying, which means tricky. Once aboard the boat, he refused to help. He stretched out on the deck and gave orders to the others. Once rain stopped and the water receded, Chang returned to his village and, saying the magic words, turned the boat to a toy again. Ying saw this and wanted the magic boat. Chang set about rebuilding his home that had been destroyed in the flood. His mother, the cat, and the other animals they rescued helped Chang. Ying did nothing but give orders. One day, he suggested that Chang give him the magic boat so that he could take it to the emperor, who would give him lots of money for the boat. The money could be used to rebuild the house. Being a trusting person, Chang gave the magic boat to Ying. Time passed and Ying had not returned. Chang went on a search for Ying and the boat. He searched for days. One day, he heard a large procession coming and the announcement that the Prime Minister was approaching. The Prime Minister was none other than Ying. Chang was furious with Ying for stealing his boat, and Ying was fearful of Chang, knowing he had cheated him. He had Chang arrested. When Chang did not return home, the animals went searching for him. They found him hungry, dirty, and bruised. They returned him home and restored him to health. They decided to return to the emperor and tell them their story. But first, they had to find a way to enter the palace. Word was given that the emperor's daughter was ill and anyone who could cure her would be given one wish. Chang disguised himself as a doctor and went to the palace. Chang was taken before the emperor, seated next to him, who was Ying, and recognized Chang and wanted him arrested. The emperor, anxious to find a cure for his daughter, decided to allow Chang an opportunity to cure her. Chang pulled out his red bag of magic medicine and cured her. The emperor was happy and gave Chang one wish. He wished for the return of his magic boat. The emperor was reluctant. Ying and the emperor tried to trick Chang. If Chang could select the princess from her 7 maids when they were all disguised, then he could have the boat. The princess and her maidens were brought before Chang. The queen bee buzzed around the head of the princess, so he made the right selection. The emperor again refused to give him the boat. The emperor told Chang that he had to prove to him that the boat was his. Chang remembered the words of the old man and called to the east, Grandfather. The old man appeared riding a golden sphinx, and the emperor told the emperor that he had to give the boat to Chang. The emperor and Ying refused again. The animals began to chant, turn Ying into an old gray wolf and the empire into a big wild pig. And the old man did. Chang retrieved his boat and returned home with his friends. He used the boat to help others in time of need and to bring joy in times of peace.